we're gonna take the little boat that I pointed out, and we're gonna go across to the other side, to the yacht club. So onwards. Oh look, Silver Wind. We went on that boat last year. If you want to see a tour of that boat, I will put a link in the description, which will be over here, and you can watch it. All right, so we've just stepped off the boat there, and I've come over to the side because there's some big boats. It's quite windy, so I hope the audio is okay. So here, this first boat here, with all the yellow Waiko stuff on it, that's the management company, by the way, that's selling the boat. This is Monaco Yacht. I don't know how they say the name. 1111 is apparently the date of the owner's child's birth, and that's what that means, because it's a weird name for a boat. It is a 63 meter or 206 foot super yacht built in Italy by Bonetti Yachts. I've seen this. I've got a video of this boat in Bahamas from way back, like 2016, 2017 time. It has got space on board for 15 guests in 6 cabins, so that means there's some twin cabins there. All right, next to it, you've got Monaco. I'm going to go with. It's a 62 meter or 203 foot, built by Codicasa, which is, if I'm not mistaken, in Viareggio in Italy. And moving on here, this is a beautiful boat. I love this boat. I think it's the color. I think if it was white, I probably wouldn't feel the same. But this is Albatross, and this is built in Los Estados Unidos, built in the USA, and it was built in Delta Marine, which is in Seattle, I believe, in the US, as I said. And this boat is 72 meters or 236 feet. And it is for sale, and the price of it is 95 million euros, and at this point in time that's about the same in dollars, which is quite incredible. So I'm not even going to try and convert it. All right, we'll move on. So on the left here, this is a Sunseeker, 35 meter Sunseeker called Enigma. We'll come back to that in a minute. On here we've got a boat called Energy, which is an Amels build, and this is brand new, built in this year, 2022. This is 78 meter and 255 feet. Now look at the beach club here. I wouldn't call this a beach club actually. It's I don't know what you call it. It's just an area to sit when you come on. So this is a swim platform, obviously. This is what most of these double as. This is also the stern door, and that opens out, and then people will sit out here when it's sunny and then swim, and hence swim platform. There's a bar there, of course, so they can the crew can serve some drinks and stuff. And they've got quite a funky shirt there that they're wearing, which is quite cool. Registered in Georgetown, of course, which is in the Cayman Islands. And as I said, we're going to move back to this boat. Now, this is a 35 meter and obviously quite a small boat in comparison to the ones I'm talking about. But I wanted to bring up a question that I saw from yesterday's video, and it was about buying a yacht. You can see there's a sign on here saying it's for sale. This is, did I say it's a Sunseeker? It's a fiberglass construction, fiberglass hull. So, yeah, that's something you'd have to take into consideration when you're buying a boat if you want fiberglass hull. Obviously a steel hull is much stronger, although the fiberglass is very strong. The steel hull is, the bigger boats are built from steel. So the question was, if I want to buy a yacht, can I buy it and leave the yacht show in the boat? It's funny to me because I know how it's at the complete other end of the scale of what actually happens. So it sounds quite funny, but I understand why that question might be a legit question for someone who's just new to this industry, right? So the boat's for sale. I'm going to go and stand in a place where there's some protection from the wind. So the boat's for sale. If you want to buy this boat, then you would go on board, have a look around, speak to the management company or the company that's selling the boat, the brokers, and then you would start the discussions from there. And then you would have to speak to them and get them to, you'd have to make the payments, and the payments takes a while, and they have to check that you can afford to buy the boat, right? They're not going to entertain you and all that and then find out that you've got no money. So they're going to do the due diligence and all that kind of stuff. With reference to crew, the crew is already with the boat, right? You can of course you can get rid of that crew and get your own crew, but it's unlikely that you would do that. The management company that is most likely selling the boat is also responsible for crewing the vessel. So that all gets taken care of by the management company, and you just pay them a fee every month. So there are three reasons why a yacht is here today in this marina. One is it's for sale. One is it's for charter. It could be also for sale and for charter, but it's for charter. And the third one is, let's say Sunseeker, who built this, they've just built it. It's their new flagship model, and they want to show it off to the world. So they asked the owner who they built it for, can we borrow your boat for the Monaco Yacht Show, and we'll show it off. So, and that's the three reasons effectively why you might see a boat here. Sometimes you'll see the name of the boat covered at the show, and they'll just have the model number of the boat, like a Sunseeker 130 or whatever it might be. And that is that's a clue that the boat's not for sale, but it is an example of a boat that was built by them, and they're showing it off at the show. Those are the three reasons. The other reason why you might be here as a potential owner is you can decide to buy a boat and you'll get it straight away, almost, within a few weeks. Or you can go to the place that I showed you yesterday, and you can go and speak to Lursen or Amels or one of the big guys and say, hey, I want to build a boat. I don't know how to do it. How does that start? And they will start you down that road of building a boat, and they take care of everything. So they'll just say, what kind of boat do you want? What do you want it to do? And then they can recommend the size. How big do you want it to be? They might ask, but they'll say, well, what you want from the boat, this is what you need. This is the size you need if it's your first boat. And they take you through the whole thing. They'll put you in touch with maritime architects, everything. And that's how effectively it works. So that's what they have in those buildings I showed you, the posh buildings. The downstairs is like, well, meet and greet. They have an upstairs as well, and then they'll take you upstairs, make you a nice coffee, and they'll take you upstairs and they'll start the sales from there. But that's effectively how this show works. All of the yachts in this marina right now are here for the show. Even the people who live in Monaco who have a boat here, those boats have to leave for the show, or they'll have to pay the fee for the show just to keep their boat here, even though they're already paying more in fees. And that's effectively how it works at the Monaco Yacht Show. So as I was just saying, you got different places here, looking very nice, very plush. Some of them have got little models of some of the boats that they've built in the past. So you've got a catamaran there. This is Silver Yachts. And then you've got Aberking and Rasmussen here. If you look over there, you can see that is Motor Yacht Aviva with the blue hull, and Motor Yacht Soaring here on the left. And then you've got over there, you've got Motor Yacht Excellence. So demonstrations, of what they can do. Here we've got Damon Yachting and Amels sharing a spot. Damon Yachting build those support vessels that are becoming very popular with the yacht owners. Look at the size of that thing. Wow, look at that. That's a massive yacht. A massive model of a yacht, should I say. This is a Motor Yacht Infinity. And this is Ocean Co. Look at that. This was also known as Y719. That's a beautiful boat. And the model is fantastic. Look at that. The propellers are spinning on the rotors, are spinning on the helicopter. And the propellers are spinning on the engines here. And then you've got a nice view of the entire boat. Now, when they build these yachts for the owners, they get one of these on board. No, probably won't be this big, but they'll get something like this. And you can see here, look, they've got this is a stabilizer. So this moves like a whale fin, like this. And then this bit here, this comes in and out. This is for 0 speed. This is a quantum stabilizer. And this moves in and out like this when they're at 0. That helps them to stay level when they're not moving, when the vessel's not moving. Anyway, you've got the big boys, Lurston, with a weird looking contraption there. And then you can see there, that's Motor Yacht Apo, which is actually here, the actual vessel. And then on the end there, we've got Heeson. Heeson built Motor Yacht Lucine, which is what we went to look at yesterday. All right, we've got some stats on Monaco, the Principality of Monaco. So Monaco has over 12,000 millionaires. Within Monaco, there's 38,000 residents, and of the 38,000, 12,000 of them are millionaires, and that equates to 32% of the population being millionaires. Now, there are also a number of billionaires here. I don't know the numbers on that, but I know that the most expensive apartment that are sold to date was 350 million euros. That's 350 million euros. It is a massive, sprawling apartment. When you think of an apartment, you think of like a 3-bedroom thing. This is the entire 2 top floors of a building in Monaco, and it's got its own gym, etc. But yeah, 350 million. Also, out of the 38,000 residents, 75% of them are foreign born. So obviously they're born somewhere else, they move to Monaco, eventually they become citizens. There are, of course, a number of people living in Monaco who are not citizens of Monaco. So the population is more than 38,000, I believe. All right, so this is Motor Yacht Triumph. This is, as you can see from the sign there on the passerelle, this is a Benetti. 2021, delivered in 2021, so it is effectively a brand new boat. This is probably the first time it's been at the Monaco Yacht Show. Well, of course it will be the first time, because it wouldn't have been delivered last year. It wasn't here last year. Yeah, there's a 65 metre or 214 foot yacht, and it is quite interesting design actually. The stern there is quite a dark colour. I've noticed dark colours are starting to become more popular. I mean, it does make it stand out. It does offer issues when it comes to cleaning, which obviously the owner doesn't care about. It's a steel hull with aluminium superstructure, about 1,000 gross tons, and it has a 4,700 nautical miles range, which is okay. It can cross the Atlantic, but you know, you want to have a range. You've got to have a range of over 4,500 miles. Otherwise, you start to get nervous if you run into any bad weather difficulties, and you might have to turn around. You know, it can carry 120,000 liters of fuel, which is US gallons equivalent of 31,700 gallons, and it can carry 24,000 liters of water, or it's about 6,300 gallons in US gallons. 12 guests with a crew of 15. Yeah, so let me know what you think of this boat. I like it. It's different. I like the colours. I like the contrasting colours on the stern there. It changes that wedding cake look. And yeah. And you've got your shell door here. You've probably got some sort of beach club. Probably not a beach club, but you can have a system inside where you have a bar. You open out the shell door and then you can sit out in nice weather. And then you've got probably main salon up here, and then you've got I think these are probably guest cabins. Windows here, big windows, definitely not for the crew. You could also have some public spaces, but it's most likely guest cabins, VIP cabin maybe. And then the forward portholes there, that's generally where the crew cabins are. So it could be a crew mess in there as well. But the further forward you get, you see how the curve of the boat goes. You've still got cabins, you've still got the portholes there for the cabins, but now you've got the curve of the boat coming forward like this, and that cuts into those cabins. So like the cabins back here will be wider, and as you get here and here, the cabins start to get more and more narrow. And I've slept in cabins with a bed. The actual mattress has to be cut at an angle because the bed at the bottom is thinner than the bed at the top because of this situation going on. Also, to be this far forward in the cabin, you're going to get a lot of motion when the vessels in rough weather. You're also going to get a lot of noise when the anchor is being dropped or raised, because there's a look, you can see there's a bed in there. That's somebody's cabin. Well, you might not be able to see that, but I can see in there that there's there's some bedding. So you've got here, look, you've got the anchor pocket right there. So that's going to get very noisy when they're dropping the anchor. It's amazing what you get used to, though. So, you know, after a while, you don't even notice it. But yeah, it's a noisy place to be, and obviously with all the lines going in and stuff like that. All right, another fun fact. The average price of property in Monaco is $4,500 per square foot. Now, to put that into comparison, the average price of real estate in Manhattan, in the US obviously, is $1,700 per square foot. All right, so I know there's a lot of people who like sailing yachts here, and I love them as well, but it's not my area of expertise, so I don't know an awful lot about them, but I can give you some stats on this boat here. It is called Borkum Riff. I don't know what language that is. Number 4, so it's the 4th version of it. It is built by Royal Huisman. It is built in 2002. It's a 50 meter or 165 feet yacht with a 9 meter beam and a draft of 4.3 meters. And it has a gross tonnage of 254 with a cruising speed of 10 knots. All right, so this is a motor yacht Sarastar, a 60 meter, 197 feet. What I like about this boat is the color scheme. I'm into anything that isn't white. This is a blue hull with a silver superstructure, which is unusual. Stood out to me. And yeah, it kind of looks like a transformer. The way it's got all these pointy bits on it. Black mast. Very interesting colour scheme. I'm sure the crew love it when they're cleaning it. But the boss, I'm sure, finds it very colourful. Malta registered. I do like it. It's different, isn't it? I've never seen it with the silver. Normally they have a blue hull and then the white superstructure. But it's an Italian built by Mondo Marine, 1,000 gross tons, and delivered in 2017. Yeah, very nice. Lovely beach club there with a swim platform. All right, so the fact that is going to blow your mind is the last one I'm going to give you. And that is that Monaco is smaller than Central Park in New York City. So the entire land of Monaco is 0.86 square miles, and Central Park is 1.31 square miles, with a population of 38,300 approximately. It's one of the most densely populated countries in the world. You could take the entire landmass of Monaco and you could fit it into Central Park, and in actual fact it's about 60% of the space of Central Park. We're coming up on another one of the largest boats of the show. This is Phoenix 2, built by Lursen. It's a 90 meter boat, 295 feet. It's quite windy here, so I apologize for the audio if it's bad in advance. Has a beam of 14 meters, which is impressive. Top speed of 18 knots. And built by, I said Lursen, didn't I? 2010 it was built, but was refit in 2019. So that would have been in accordance with the 10-year refit or the 10-year maintenance plus refit, you know. So often if the boat goes into a shipyard for an extended period, they take it as an opportunity to also, you know, update the tech and AV systems and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably what happened there. So it's fully up to date. Yeah, interesting boat. All right, so we've come to the end of another Monaco Yacht Show, the end of the 2022 Monaco Yacht Show. It's been a great show. It's a smaller show than in previous years. It's still massive, but it is a smaller show than in previous years. But it's been really interesting. It's been great to be back in Monaco. In the last 4 years, I've spent a lot of time here, but since COVID, I've not been here that much, so it's been great to be back. But I hope you enjoyed the series here, and please be sure to leave a like for the videos, and let me know what you thought of the show in the comments. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.